Good morning and welcome to Grenoble. Sorting out our morning comms here. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, and thank you for joining us as we get into this one. The end of open pool play, Tchac versus Freespeed, coming up on this. And we have our first look. Freespeed's first effort goes for naught, and a turnover for Freespeed's favor. And Tchac putting a goal on the board there to start things off. They've had a successful run through pool play, whereas Freespeed have been towards the other side of that table, unable to collect a win. Tchac have won all of their games, an advantage, especially being in their home country. Sits with Tchac after a strong first day's performance.
Pour l'instant, il est en galère. Pourquoi? Bon, il y a trop de trucs à gérer. Il n'avait pas le bon nombre de minutes pour un match. Donc, je pense que tu peux aller voir dans 5 minutes.
Central pass.
Ok. Est-ce que tu peux juste m'apporter mon manteau blanc, ok, mon portable et mon thermos de café?
Freespeed go for the gainer. They get.
T'es sûr? En gros, je suis le truc. Ouais, filme bien, surtout là, comme ça permet d'avoir un an quand il marque. Tu vois, comme ça. Tu vois, là, par exemple, j'ai raté. Ça sert à 3 points. Ok.
And pop one in on the board there.
Voilà, on va être bien là. Mais il est pas ouf ton truc là, il est tout. Alors si c'est rouge, c'est fait exprès, ça veut dire que c'est focus sur, sur ce que ça fait. Tiens, je te le laisse. Ah merde, attends. T'inquiète, manière, il y a 3 caméras donc. En gros, on peut se permettre, en fait, la caméra la plus importante, c'est celle qui est toute là-haut qui doit tout le temps tout filmer. L'action, et nous en gros, on peut filmer des.
Brutalin accepting the call there.
Highlight, c'est ça, absolument. Mais non, mais je trouve que ça, c'est tout. Oui, c'est moisi, mais c'est celui de Raph, hein, forcément. Raph Garche. Mais ouais, je me suis pas tapé la meilleure caméra quoi.
Et tu peux gérer en haut en bas ou pas?
Alors, oui.
Parce que clairement, moi j'étais.
Benvenien.
C'est comme ça, attends. Putain la vache. Voilà.
Des fois, ça pourrait être utile, je pense. Bon, allez, rapide.
Nimo Courtil sends deep, has a chase.
Merci.
And the celebration looks like they're happy about that. And that is goal added.
Putain, mais allez, bordel de bite là, casse les couilles. Tu m'entends pas?
Mais ce coup-ci, je t'entends.
First look thrown into the teeth of this zone defense. Leading throw can't go there. And Tchac to pick up. Giroud puts it into play. And now Simon Ruel. What is he doing playing for Tchac? Isno fella a few years back has switched his allegiances. Unbelievable. Giroud takes the under to Ruel. Ruel pops back. A little bit of give and go behind the disc. And the mid there sees the disc to ground. Nice bid, second look. Freespeed. See if they can take advantage of that generation. Played to the far sideline and return throw. Pick called. back in action. Freespeed playing in their own end. Match defense by Tchac. Trying to control the unders. Except for that one. Leading throw goes. Oh, wow. No, it does not. Overthrown, almost saved, but then bobbled on the landing. Giroud. And the turnover there in the replay transition. Thrown high left hand handles. And the upline throw on a high stall count goes behind the body and hits the ground. Ruel gets a gaining throw now to the far sideline, and it's Simon once again. The once is no gooder. Robles. Sorry, that's cool. There's Giroud in the 7 shirt. Moves it up the line. Giroud again, GS, coach of the French Open squad. And Simon toes the line. Monsieur Ruel puts a goal on the board for Tchac. And there's the replay. And disc in the hand for Freespeed as they are trying to work their way out from this early deficit and a tough first day. That one caught and zipped length of the field. Not quite in, though. Still at about the opposing brick mark. And that one put too far. And Tchac will get a chance. Inbounding throw. And the leader. Tchac. Sullivan Roble. Ooh. Puts it high in the defense as a snack and almost the bailout, but no. And a foul called, an accepted call. Axel Roger calls it. Cleanly beat here. Second chance. Oh, they were both moving into the space that caused the contact, but foul called and accepted. Continuation. Deep. Will that work? Roble is a crafty receiver, uses his body well, and gets that one to go for Tchac, up 4-1. Freespeed from their own end. Good defense in the handler space, but they do get one over top with a high release backhand. Under the open space. Freespeed working their way up the field. Sideline gives a moment of powered position belief, and the Freespeed receivers take each other out. And they look back to see if everybody's okay, but Gilou gets things going. And the Tchac Coteers overshoot on their break chance. Reset the field. Gilou Sends the flick not quite into the corner, and a quick finish off there for Tchac. Chestier on the assist. Looks like that's Duno with the goal. Indeed, Robin Duno. His Tchac roster looking pretty stacked. Roblet, Ruel. I don't see is Quentin Roger, and of course with the rosters now, he would be BFD Lafotte, I imagine, is why we don't see him. I don't see Mathieu Bosser on this roster. Lapagnol not there, so maybe there's a changing of the guy. You do see Leo Stanguinic, and that's a big addition for Tchac. Normally with Angers, as I would read in a very Anglophone reading way. Anglophonic reading sense. Of course, he featured in that big beach final in the U.S., the Worlds. He had a huge contribution on the D line. So adding him and Ruel to this Tchac team are huge additions. And you see Maxime Garros out there as well, playing, normally coaching with this team, but put the cleats back on. He's come out of retirement, or out of coaching. Tchac with the puppy fence, the pommy, the 1-3-2-1 zone, hammer over top and gobbled up by Roblet. He goes with Roger, that's Axel. And Axel takes a gainer, chipping meters to Roblet. Leading throw to Max Garros. And he went every which direction and then found the wide open red sleeves of Nicolas Perret for the goal. So Tchac putting on an absolute clinic. 6-1 right now. They are coming out looking very strong. Maxime Garros to Perret, that final score we just saw. And speaking of the WBUC beach team that won gold, there's Tony Dimné with the disc. And sends the pull. Freespeed working it up. And using that dump space, still trying to find a way to beat this Tchac zone that has been efficient. Of course, seeing the scoreboard, of course, they've been staying on defense and finally finally, when Freespeed have done just enough to beat the zone, they can't do enough to honor their completion attempts. And that one goes right out of the hands. Dumne leads, and that one way too far in front for Liron, and he kind of looks around. Was that for me? And now Freespeed put it in. Some frustration out of the Tchac body language. And that makes it 6-2. Much needed for Freespeed if they want to stay in this sucker. Of course, I talked about Stangrenik and Ruel being added. You also can't forget that Enzo Forget has also been added to this team. Played with Manchot last year and a Blois buddy of Ruel. A very, very handy player there. Ben Vignen goes up and takes that one down. No, that's Thomas Lièvre. And here's another look. Brutalin on the chase. A little bit too far behind. And there's the other look of Lièvre going up and taking the goal. So free speedies. One more try trying to get it out of this end. They've had their struggles trying to hold against a polished Tchac defense. But their last time at it, they managed one. Can they get back in that end zone? There's a nice dump cut into space. Leads one up and over, and that is in, and Tchac back in the end zone. Would you look at that? That was Nicholas Bush to Nico Neuer for the goal. Tchac from their own end. Courtil. Wind up from Forget. He says you can forget about it as the layout comes. And the goal is hauled in. Forget leading throw. Or was that out the back? He put it down in an uncelebratory fashion. But to me, that throw and that catch were both things that happened. There is Forget again. And there is eventually the recipient. So it must have been out the back. It must have been an out of boundary situation. Oh, and crossing pattern. No, not enough communication there visually. And is back in the hands of Courtil. He goes to the corner. And that one looks like they've found success for the goal. And it looks like that is their Angers recruit, Leo Stanguinec. Again, trying to do the best with these French names, but I know that I've definitely pronounced Stanguinec as Stanganic in the past as well. So that is the same person that you might hear as Stanganic. But Stanguinec, I believe, is a more accurate representation of that young man's name. So timeout on the field, halftime rather, 8-3. Little break here. We'll be back with more action soon. And Freespeed. One more kick at the can as they look at that huck stopper, inverted arrowhead, and then go back and around. Chisel. Good tactic play from behind the upfield. Cuts. That one almost a bit too ambitious. Almost closes up. Good footwork there to toe the line and put into the middle. Now they've got space. Do they have the time? They go the hammer. No time needed when you get throws like that. And the spike makes it 4-8. Another hold. Freespeed getting a little more comfortable on the hold department in the second part of this game, or late first half and now early second half. Tchac looking at a zone against them. Conversely, the deep shot goes hanging, dangling, and lands into the hands of the number 13 shirt, Vincent Habitat. Doesn't it look at the shot from Paul Benvenien? Tchac send the pull, and they are on the chase. And Freespeed behind the disc. Tchac staying on the zone, and there you see why the efficiency of making Freespeed have to guess so frequently, but had almost give it back. Max Garros says, no, I'm the coach. I know how to handle this. Picks up the errant disc after the overthrow and throws an assist. Ooh. Another timeout on the field. Free speed time to
Tu l'entends Ben là-bas ou pas? Tu entends Ben?
and Tchac in the pull after the timeout. Free speed. Look at another zone. Try and get this offense cooking. Ooh, through the middle, and that one connects. Only just. Good work up the sideline now. They really jam it up that jam hole, and they do find the answers they're looking for on the other end. That one, Burkhart to Newer again. Not the first time they've connected. Newer, that's his third goal of the game. So, of the 5 scored for Free Speed, Newer been on 60% in the receiving end. Bush and Burkhart with 2 assists each over on the Free Speed side of the disc. Disky to play. Ben Vignen goes to Courty. Big leading throw and on the money. Marco Delal is there to collect and keep Tchac up by a big margin, 11-5 right now. They are working their way towards that finish line. And there's another look at that beautiful throw for goal. And Freespeed playing behind the disc. 5-11 they're down here from Grenoble. Here at Spring Tour. The EUCS Championship Series, that is. Hammer over the top. Match defense. Upline cut comes. Oh, and the under off the hands and out of bounds. No chance for a second effort. And they work it the whole way in. Tchac put another on the board, make it 12-5. And take care of things in a timely manner once again. Freespeed playing out of their own end. A commonplace for them over the course of this game. They have had some success in the middle stages, but this game has mostly gone the way Tchac has wanted it to go, including the last break point. Nice round. Freespeed happy to play in their reset space. Tchac don't mind allowing them to play behind the disc. Pass count is mounted substantially here. These are the times when you think the mistake is coming. Or patience prevails. They've gone the hammer. Will patience prevail? Indeed it has. Goal for Freespeed makes it 6-12. And that pole sails out of bounds. Upfield cut, and there's some contact there. Forger calls the foul, and it seems accepted. Now Forger leads and does so effectively. Good throw to Benvignen. That makes it 13 on the board for Tchac. Here's another look. Pretty balanced scoring by Tchac, Courtil, and Delal with 3 stats each. Leron, Benvenic, Stanguenic, and Garros all with 2. And then there are 12 other Tchac members that have 1 stat on the board. So good whole team effort here as far as at least the scoring goes. Inside throw there. Tarmina. And the bid was made easy because the throw shouldn't have gone. Defense was always in front. Garros gives a little Jimmy shimmy. Shoulder shimmy there to try and open up the forehand. It wasn't there. Now Roger Axel. As they work it up, Madio. And the way they walk to the field gives us the assumption that a goal was caught there. (14-6). Tchac able to put this one away. They will be on game point, and they're going to get a whole bunch of those. So Freespeed walking to the line here. They can ill afford another break. That would be the end of this game. The job in front of them monumental if they're going to get out of this. But for now, a hold should be all they're thinking. They've moved it to within 5 meters. They've taken the shot. They've scored the goal. Freespeed. Take it to within half. 7-14. Now the verified game point, a pull receiving game point, will be on its way for Tchac. Nick Bush throws to Leon Vitaliano for the goal. There's another look. Bush spots Vitaliano in the second upline cut, and they're in. Tchac to try and finish things off here. The under comes deep, it hangs, and some way, somehow gets over the defender there into the hands of the Tchac players. Not entirely thrilled with himself on defense, but Tchac do take the game there, 15-7, convincing fashion. They win the pool 3-0. Freespeed bottom the pool 0-3. Sorry, 0-4, 4-0 now after this game's results. So they will do the reshuffle. Crossovers coming up next. There is still more action with games already set. Tequila Boom Boom catch up women coming on this field next. And in Padova, you'll see BFD La Fota taking on Ranelagh. And the other Grenoble field, Shout taking on Woof. Lots of action. Stay tuned to EUF for all the action. I've been Steph Rapazzo. Thanks for joining, and we'll catch you next time.